All right, guys, this is Dan. Steve and I are standing in what we call the American Heroes Room. The reason we call it the American Heroes Room is because it's paying tribute to Vietnam prisoners of war and MIAs, Korean War, some survival gear that some soldiers have used. You've got from Desert Storm over there, women serving in the Vietnam War. This uniform belongs to Clarence Haw, who left us in 2007, August, but this was his uniform. And we've got Army uniforms over here, post-Cold War. So we've got a lot of Iraqi freedom right here. So we've got a lot of conflicts and a lot of groups of soldiers represented in this room. So that's why we felt we wanted to call it the American Heroes Room. So these people all served during the Civil War, Mexican War. There's a lot of the Civil War right here, guys. I mean, this is all Civil War and Mexican War tablets of people that served from the Winnebago County area alone. So that's why we refer to it as the American Heroes Room. Out here, Larry's doing some video stuff. Now, over here, and this is what I refer to as the Great Hall. Thomas Lawler, and I think we say this every time, but this gentleman laid in state right here in the Vets Hall. So, and I know that we've told the story other times, but that gentleman for sure laid in state right here after he passed and is very important to the Vets Hall. Now over here is what we call the Lincoln Room. The reason we call it the Lincoln Room is because President Lincoln is alive and well right here at the Vets Hall. There's a life-size bust of President Lincoln there. You got a picture. I believe that is Mr. Lawler right there, right? Think so? It sure looks like him. Yeah. Yeah, right there, Mr. Lawler. So anyway, you got pictures of Mr. Lawler here, but we have President Lincoln's death mask and casts that were made of his hands when he was still alive. They did not, now the masks, probably death masks, but those molds were made when he was still alive, which in our Expedition Entity trailer, you hear me say those molds incidentally were made while he was alive. You've got lots of memorabilia over here. The Vets Hall isn't only a place to remember the vets, but it's a museum, and you really need to come down here and check this out because they've put together one heck of a collection. Now this is a piece of sandstone, and
I don't think that's ever seen outside.
I don't think it's ever seen outside either. And this is some really cool sandstone. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and shut the lights down. We did do a ghost box session in here. We should probably put those seats up because Scott had them up. Yeah, they were all stacked. We unstacked them so we could sit around the table. So we're going to put those away real quick for Scott because we don't want to leave a mess for him. You got it? Okay. So, not only are there beautiful artwork murals on the walls, but, it's just a lot of incredible stuff, which could hold energy, which could make...
Every item in here could have an attachment to it simply because, I mean, look at this. You have
a saddle
Probably a
that,
cavalry saddle. And a
oh,
cavalry
Union
sword.
Cavalry right there.
So you got to think, this guy rode his saddle hard.
In the Civil War.
Right.
So-
his sword has probably saved lives, and it's probably taken
lives, absolutely.
So either he could be attached to it, or one of the Confederacy could be attached to
Right.
it. You've got, a bugle who could have been, killed while he was bugling his last bugle.
That's all it looked like? Yeah, absolutely.
So
There was talking about the
there's
bugle.
so much.
Who knows if that sword took lives?
Yeah.
We don't know, but the potential is definitely there.
Yeah.
So we're going to shut down and move on.
It's the other side.
Oh, okay. So we're going to get out of this room. Here's a nice little World War II picture. We're going to move up. And this video that I'm shooting right now is not going to be Expedition Entity. This is going to strictly be our YouTube video. Because there's no evidence here. It's just showing you the Vets Hall. As it stands today, January 21st now.
With the lights on.
With the lights on of 2018. We got a nice little thing of President Lincoln here, along with a picture. They've held a lot of events here at the Vets Hall.
Oh, weddings.
And there's pictures there to prove it.
My nephew's actually gonna be performing here.
So now we don't need to go up into the balcony, unless you guys want to take them and show them the room.
Might as well. You can go from the bottom now.
Okay. So we did a couple ghost box sessions here. We actually did a live stream here. First ghost box session, lots of action. Second one, lots of action, but not with a ghost box.
No. No.
So I actually saw a shadow walk up and disappear into the floor.
Yeah.
You felt like you had someone was behind you, and about right here is where I seen the ball of light go up.
Yeah,
Okay.
Steve Ball Light,
Yeah,
that's right.
and Steve did catch the ball of light on video.
Yes.
So
We had your thermal anomaly.
had my
there.
thermal anomaly right there.
Yeah, while we were recording, I was having the floor move around me.
It did sound like there were people walking.
Lots of footsteps all over.
Yeah, all over in here. So
Yeah, this floor in particular, I mean,
yeah.
you gotta think, this was a multi-purpose room.
Now, something that we did this time that we've never done before, and I know other teams do it, and it worked out real well, although Larry is a son of a bitch for making me do it.
I did jump.
Yeah, and Larry had the bigger scare than I did.
I will be fair, I will put that video up. I don't know if there's a light back there or not.
I got a flashlight, guys.
No, this isn't it.
Yeah, here, I got a flashlight.
Okay.
Although you guys aren't gonna really be able to see in here.
Yeah, that's not a switch.
Okay.
Not anything. Well,
Well, can we get up there? Because we can turn the light on up there.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold the light right here. Okay, Steve's got the light on up there.
Here, I'll,
So we weren't down here.
can you see a little better?
Yeah, we weren't down here though, but I was right above here. So let's just walk up there, Larry. So this is the creepy staircase that
This room.
I hate. Oh, Jesus. My arm just got gouged into. Okay, so right here is where I was sitting against the wall right there about the end of the ladder, and I did an isolation session in here.
Yeah.
So Larry put 2 cameras on me. I was holding the camera, sitting right here. It did feel like there was somebody kind of peeking up the steps, like, what the hell are you doing up here? I was in radio contact with Larry and Steve. They were never more than 30 seconds away. But during the end, it got very intense in here. I hate this room.
This room is not a fun room.
I absolutely hate this room.
I'm so glad when he's like, oh, I don't care, I'll do it. And I'm like, yeah, you will.
Yeah,
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Larry was like, yeah, bitch, get in there. So, next one's his.
But you forgot about the steps out here.
I'm gonna walk out here to talk about it.
Okay.
So, that's where I was, guys, was inside that room. Steve's just now walking out. And as you can see, the room's blacked out now. Larry, you can actually see out here from in there.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I did look. But anyway, when I was in the isolation session, now Larry and Steve had this all blacked out, and they were sitting all the way over on those bleachers over there. Larry, walk over to where you guys were at. So I was in radio contact with them, but they were not moving because we didn't want any contamination. So Steve and Larry are all the way over there, so they're...
And I'm recording.
And he's recording with a camera.
Separate chairs.
Because he had the only camera that we had left because everything else was on me. So Steve and Larry were out here, I was here, and it sounded like, guys, and I'm gonna be really quiet, it sounded like somebody went and was standing out looking in the window at me.
Steve and I did not hear that.
Now, Steve and Larry didn't hear it. Now, I'm hoping that I had two video recorders, two audio recorders, two video recorders, plus the camera I was holding.
Yeah.
So between 3 cameras and 2 audio recorders, hopefully we caught those steps walking up. And now, I gotta be honest, I thought these bastards are messing with me because it's their perfect chance. I called Larry on the radio and I said, Larry, are any of you walking around? And Larry said, no, we're sitting right here on the bench where he's at now. So he's over here, Steve's sitting with him on the bench.
And in the video that I'm recording, I looked to Steve. You can see Steve.
So, yeah, they have proof that that's where they were at, and you can hear it, because that was the only time we used the radios tonight.
Yeah, you can hear it in my video.
So I was all the way over there, isolated in that room. Now, if we would have had the DVR set up, they may have went downstairs to where we have base central, and I'd have been up here by myself. But the thing is safety first, guys, and, you know, God forbid anything's to happen. I mean, they can be...
You could have a heart attack. And
Right.
Nobody
knows.
downstairs.
Yeah, Larry and Steve can get to me really quick here. And, I mean, we like to joke, we like to mess around with each other on live streams and on video and stuff. Everybody does, but Larry just brought up a good point. I mean, I'm a middle-aged guy. I could have a heart attack, and if they're downstairs...
Freaked out so much.
Right.
Yeah, or a panic attack.
Or anything.
Yeah.
But Larry's a past EMT, I'm a past paramedic. Steve's got medical knowledge from... You worked with the Boy Scouts and stuff too, didn't you?
My wife was a EMT.
Steve's wife was an EMT. And you were taking classes on it, and then you...
No, I did a little first aid.
Yeah, I thought you did some first aid stuff for work, so... Anyway, you have medical knowledge as well, so, I mean, we all do know that bottom line is, you know, this could get very intense, and I have to tell you guys, and I never had chest pain or anything, don't get me wrong, and that we're not... But it could, the potential's always there. And, it got very intense in that room, I'm not gonna lie to you, so...
I'm looking forward to seeing the video.
Yeah,
Videos.
and I don't think that I don't ever think I flipped my shit or anything, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if Larry is going to be able to see the look on my face to where it's like, I never really indicated it, but guys, it was intense.
The IR looked pretty good.
It was intense, it was definitely intense in there, so, and Larry just told you, I mean, he's not shitting you, you didn't want to do it.
No. You volunteered.
Steve would have did it, I mean, Steve's like,
But it's not as funny when you do it.
no, because we expect Steve to do it.
Like Dan said, you know, that was a perfect opportunity to mess with Dan. We did. We put him in there.
But Steve and Larry can both vouch. The last time that the 3 of us were locked in here alone, I didn't want anything to do with that room.
No, the last time I went in that room was our first investigation here.
Yeah.
I have not gone in that room since.
Yeah.
And
So tonight when we
My
just,
first time being in that room.
yeah,
Yeah.
so,
The first time I was here with the big group,
right,
the group I was in.
never made it over there.
Because there was already people over there.
Okay. So Steve's first time in the room, Larry's first time since the first time we were here, and I've been in that room. That was my 3rd time, and I was in there alone. And I mean, they're all the way over here, and it's not far. but it is.
It's far.
I mean, you're isolated, and yeah, they can get to me real quick, and I know for a fact that if I'd have flipped my shit and said, Larry, get over here, him and Steve would have been there in 2 seconds. I know that, but you're still alone. So anyway, guys, it was something that we tried new. A lot of groups do it. A lot of groups don't do it. It is something we will do again in the future, possibly in that room.
Within reason.
Within reason. We're not going to
Lock ourselves into prison cells and stuff.
right, no, and we're not gonna put anybody into a situation,
I was stuck in there for a while.
we're not gonna put anybody into a situation that we could create something worse, so, especially in a beautiful place like this, we don't need to add anything that would make anything tragic. So,
Where I'm standing right now is where that,
Thermal.
where I got the thermal hit, and Larry took some video, and I'm gonna kind of keep Expedition Entity for that explanation.
Yeah. It's a good
So-
explanation, I feel like.
Yeah, so we'll kind of go with that. So we're gonna walk downstairs, I'm gonna take you guys with us,
And then we're gonna eat food.
then we're gonna go and eat, and we're all gonna go home. So,
Long night.
it has been a long night. And once again, this will be the YouTube video. And we want to thank Scott for allowing us to, once again, investigate the Vets Hall.
16.
So we're coming down.
The staircase in this building is stunning.
Oh,
Just the way that it just flows out.
it's gorgeous. I mean,
Look at
it's,
the view. It just
yeah,
cascades down.
yeah. They don't make them like this anymore, guys.
Oh, God, no.
And it's a good thing that they don't make it like this because it makes it even more special when you get to come to a place like this.
Look what Randy's pillars are.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at that. The ornate woodwork. I mean, you don't get that stuff.
No.
And the Vets Hall never, I mean, even if we would have came here tonight and got absolutely nothing, which was not the case, but even if we had, I'll tell you what, guys. Yeah, we'd have just come back.
Which we are coming back because we have to interview Scott.
Yes,
So we'll be getting some more daytime stuff.
yes. So,
Soon, eventually.
all right. Cut the lights that we need to cut up here, and we will make our exit. Yeah, now Scott allowed us to black the whole hall out. This is usually the illumination it has at night, plus outside. Which he told us we could cut the lights outside. We didn't want to do that,
Nah, it's,
because I don't want,
he could get in trouble.
right, and I don't want to do that for the sheer fact of you draw attention that way. We don't need cops busting on the, knocking on the doors, or what are you guys doing here? And, so for our respect for Scott, we didn't know. We did run live 360 cam. We had it right here. This is the spot. Larry, just kind of sit right there. This is the spot where my sister Julie, about right here, she snapped the picture about right here of the shadow figure, and
I'm literally looking right at you.
Yeah.
It had to have been looking at her.
yeah, and Larry will make sure to post that picture in the Expedition Entity video.
Yeah.
So not something we caught this time, something that was caught at a past time that we were here.
But
So-
we did put a recorder right here.
That recorder-
And the 360 video was there, which people watching that 360 video said they saw movement.
They saw movement down here, so I'm anxious to go home and actually watch the 360 video, so,
I've got other stuff to watch. You go ahead and watch.
yeah, well, I mean, you'll see it too, but,
Well, when you tell me something's good, then I'll probably rip it off YouTube, and then I'll throw it in something.
but here's our stuff, we're packed up, we're ready to go. Steve, Larry, Ghosthunter Dan behind the camera. Scott, thank you so much.
Cannot thank you enough.
We can't thank you enough, and we cannot say enough positive things about the Vets Hall. So this is Ghosthunter Dan, Ghosthunter Larry, Steve, and as always, thanks for watching.